today's topic, we're going to talk about dementia. And we have a guest today. I think this is the second time that she's with us. She's here again, responding to another subject. So today she's going to talk about what she does in her role at work, which is a care specialist for people with dementia from the Department of Aging of the County of Milwaukee. So let's welcome Cristina Huitron with us again. Hello, Tammy. How are you? Thank you so much for the invitation again. Good. And it's so great having you with us again. And now in your area of expertise. So welcome again. This is a topic that affects a lot of people. So I'm going to talk about the days that are going to come so that we don't lose participants. And then after that, we're going to talk about dementia. So don't miss tomorrow. Tomorrow, Claire Evers, Commissioner of Environmental Health of the Milwaukee Public Health Department. She'll be with us. And she's the one that gives us all of the new information about COVID, everything that's happening. Then on Friday, for the first time, we're going to have financial navigators, which is a new role that the city is providing to help you guys. Get through the situations that we find ourselves in economically. House, buying a car. Maybe you want to fix your finances. We also want to announce we're almost at Christmas. And the week of Thanksgiving, we are going to have a week full of videos, special videos, different conferences, videos that we've done with other collaborators that you guys haven't seen. So please take advantage of that week. We're going to have it on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon still. But we're going to share with you guys the 50th anniversary video from the Robert Hernandez Center at UWM. We collaborated with them on that event. So the last 10 days of the year, the last 2 weeks of December, we are going to have a celebration of the 10 most views forums, the 10 most popular. And I think we're almost up to 200 episodes now. Those interviews that you guys have seen the most of. We're going to show you the 10 most popular videos. So now, Cristina, let's talk about dementia. All of us, we know a little bit, but not enough. So first, let's talk about your role with your organization. What is it that you do? Like you said, Tammy, I'm a specialist in care for people with dementia. Basically, what I do, I work with organizations so that organizations, like the human resources, are more prepared and they have in training as to how they can serve people with dementia and their families. I also act as a catalyst to create a welcoming community for people with dementia. So maybe we work with a local organization, a community, a factory, so that they can also be aware about the needs and what's helpful and what's necessary for people with dementia and their families. And then lastly, I also obviously work with families. Because of COVID, I haven't been able to go to houses, but before I did home visits and I would meet with the families. Now it's through phone or a video chat or email. And what I do is I should give them education to the caretakers, or different resources that the caretakers might need. So those are my 3 basic functions that I have here at the organization. Very good. So much information for organizations and for individuals and families. The organization, the department of the health department, what other services do they have? I know they do work with older people, but what other things does your department do? Well, our department offers services to people that are over 60 years old. We have wellness programs. Well, right now we're not doing them in person, but little by little, we're starting to give them virtually. We also have centers for people that are older. Right now, they are closed. We hope that they're going to be closed up until March of this next year. But people can still continue paying attention to see when the centers are going to open again. We also have food for older folks. Some of those centers do provide food. You just go in your car, go in the parking lot, and you can just pick up your food. Yep. We also offer that service. And then, of course, transportation, too. We've made some modifications to be able to have safe transportation during COVID. For example, disinfecting everything and only having one person in the van so that they go, to wherever they need to go to their medical appointment. Also their caretaker, if they have their caretaker with them, they can always go. There's also food that can be taken to their house. That is a program that having the food delivered to their house is still a service that we offer. Give me 1 second. I seem to have lost the audio here. Let's see. Oh, connecting. Okay, so I know that you guys have bilingual services in English and in Spanish, right? Yes. Do you serve other populations as well, other languages? Yes. Yes. We have interpreters that are available. We have a contract with different organizations. So it's important to know that there are some services we can give directly. We work with other business partners that are giving the services that we can't provide. So we do have a line where we can have an interpreter. And some of the associations that are our community partners, Serving Older Adults, Impact, Goodwill, Association of Alzheimer's, UCC, all of those kinds of organizations, they helped us to provide the necessary services. Is there a cost for your services? Specifically for what I do, there is not a cost. I can serve any person that's interested. But for the other services, like the long-term planning, transportation, there is a cost, a low cost. The home food delivery service, there's a suggested contribution, $10. So there's also the different centers that I talked about, even though they're closed right now. Those don't have costs. You can go. They will cost one-time fee. I don't remember the amount exactly, but it's just so that you can go into the center. It depends on the service, but the services that you personally offer are free, correct? Like your help is free. Yes, the services that I contribute, education, or if I'm going to make a referral, or if I want to educate somebody, my specific services do not cost anything. But if I make a referral to a different organization, and maybe that organization has a cost. But there are a few that don't have any costs. So it all depends. Everything is very low cost anyway, right? Yeah, yep. Like you said, a suggestion to contribute maybe a few dollars, right? Oh, let's say hi. We have Maria de Jesus. Maria, if you have any questions, let us know. Oh, where did our audio go again? Let's see. Okay, 6-2. Oh, our phone number, 414-672-8090. We also have a resource center for elderly folks. It's like 8 to 10 specialists, resource specialists that you can call. That's where a lot of our calls come in. It's the number that's on the screen. 414-672-8090. Any information that you need, any resource that you want more information on, anything like that. The first number that I share is to talk directly to me, and then the other number is their resource line. All right. Well, thank you so much for all of that information, Cristina. You're invited to come back with us in another day to be able to remind people about your services, and maybe you could talk about, a different service for the department. Yes, of course. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. Take care. You too. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So much information, so useful for all of us. I learned a little bit today about dementia being a condition, not necessarily an illness. So there are different diseases, not just dementia. So now let's do an update for information about COVID. And we have a video that we're going to share with you guys for Marlene. Hi, I would like to present to you some information about contact tracing. It's very important to know what contact tracing is and what should you do if somebody communicates with you. A contact tracer is a person that calls and talks to people that might have been exposed to COVID or that have been close to a sick person. They help you figure out where you could have been exposed to the virus. They are to give information, support, and to help stop the spread of the virus. Public tracing is used for lots of different diseases, like measles. It helps keep people safe and help stop the spread. So, different ways that you can help stop the spread is staying at home or just a specific place until the danger is over. This is known as quarantine. You can also read different information and resources about how you can take care of yourself if you start to feel symptoms. All of these resources are available in the entire community. Maybe you receive a call if somebody has been diagnosed with COVID or if you were diagnosed with COVID. Maybe you won't even feel sick maybe you won't even feel sick, not have any symptoms if you're sick. But that's why it's so important that you wash your hands, try not to touch your face, use a mask whenever possible, whenever you have to leave your house. And then, of course, answer all the questions of the contact tracers. It's important that you know first who's calling, what they will ask, and what you should do if you're not sure if the person that's calling is a contact tracer. Always know that your information will be confidential. Your information will not be shared with any other agencies. If you receive a call, they will ask you the following: what county you live in, your date of birth, your contact information, including your phone number, and your email, and your living address, your job or your employer. If you have any COVID-19 symptoms, information about race, ethnicity, language, and disability. They should never ask you for your social security number, immigration status, bank or credit card information. If you're worried about answering an unknown number, let it go to voicemail. A contact tracer will leave a number where they identify themselves, and then you can call them back. The voice message will not have any personal health information. If you're suspected of fraud, hang up. Don't answer any other calls. Report the call and follow the tips to avoid fraud that are on the website for the consumerftc.gov. They also have information about online ways that you can tell people online, especially in the state of Oregon. The point of a contact tracer is to help our communities to remember they're here to help us stop the spread. It's super important. The objective, again, is resources and trace the spread in the community. They are here to help, and they will never ask information about your social security number, your bank information, or your credit card number. If you receive a call, try not to panic. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're sick. Listen to what the contact tracer has to say. Learn about how you can protect yourself and give whatever information is needed to make sure that everybody's healthy. Contact your services coordinator or a personal agent with any questions or concerns. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Marlene, for that video. We shared the video because of the information that it had. Obviously, we're not in Oregon. We're in Wisconsin. But here in Wisconsin, they are using contact tracers. So if somebody calls you because somebody that you had contact with has had COVID, share your information with us. They're trying to help, or with them. They're trying to help. They're trying to identify where people are getting COVID from. So don't pay any attention that it was just Oregon. That applies to us as well. Hi, Trini. Thank you for being with us. So now let's talk about our civic engagement section. Gabby was on yesterday, 8 in the morning, 8 at night. So she asked if I would do the segment today. So we're going to give her a little break. Yesterday was a very long day for her. And I'm going to share the information. I did some checking on what was happening to be able to have an update for you guys. So I'd love to share it with you. Do you guys have questions, though, about what happened with the elections yesterday? If you have any questions about the elections at a state or federal or local level, share them with us, and we will try to help to find the information. So I know that maybe you guys are just tired with hearing about election news, but maybe you guys don't know. We're just going to share a little bit of something with you. The results there of the electoral votes of the federal election for the president, that information I found on the National Public Radio. So about an hour ago, the information at that time says that Biden had 248 electorals and Trump had 214. And the ones that are still not called yet are 76. So what does this information mean? What it means is they need to come up to 270 or 271. I don't remember. But one of the candidates has to reach that number to be able to win the presidency. So that's what we're in. We're still waiting, folks. Still waiting for some states to complete their counts to know who is going to be our president. But we have some news from our state in Wisconsin. This is information informal, so the count is reported, but this is not a certified count. The certified count, the official legal, will be here on December 1st. What does that mean? That means that the administrator of the election from the state had an announcement or shared an announcement today, and they explained that every city counts their votes 2 times, then the county does the same, and then at a state level, what's going to happen is that they're going to take a little sample, like, 5% of all of the machines across the state, just to make sure that the count of the machine is correct as the manual count. So they're checking to make sure that everything is the same, to make sure that the count is right. So that takes a little bit of time. But at the end of the day, the numbers are counted 3 times. The other reassurance that the commissioner gave us is that the elections were observed by people. Watching people count the votes. So they were being observed. And they are still observing publicly. So those numbers have to be published as well. So she is, reassuring us that everything is being transparent so that we can, verify all this with the public. Now, hey, hi, Dulce. Let me say hi. So where are we now? This morning, the press announced that the state of Wisconsin, Biden won for 49.6 of the votes, and he won for 20,697 votes. And so then he gets the 10 electoral votes, Biden does. And those are the numbers that I was referring to earlier, that Biden had 248 of those electoral votes, and Trump has 214. So, the state of Wisconsin has been won by, according to the press, Biden. He has 49.6 of all of the votes, and Trump with 48.8, about 21,000 votes. So, now what? The state of Wisconsin was blue, and now it's red. No, it was blue, then red, now blue again. So we're a blue state now. And like I said a little while ago, December 1st is when they're going to certify all of the results. So where did Milwaukee, where as the county, end up? The count, reported again by the press, Biden won with 69% of the votes, and Trump had 29%. So Milwaukee County is won by Biden. Other information that for me is really interesting is that we had 550,000 registered voters. Of those people, 460,000, about 84%, of our registered voters voted. So that is a victory in itself, other than what else is happening. We're very proud that has happened. So in terms of the city, we still don't have the details, but what we do know is that they asked, or they sent 182, almost 183,000 ballots of absentee votes. And the ones that were filled out was 169, almost 170,000. So 93% of the absentee ballots have been turned in. Another victory, another reason to be proud of our folks. Other than, how they voted, 84% of voters in the county voted, and 93% of the absentee ballots were turned in. So proud of everybody. So that was my update about the votes. It is going to take days before we know who our new president is. So you just got to be calm. You guys have already done the work. So now we'll wait for the results, and we're going to have to be a little patient. And then we'll just have to wait for all of the votes to be counted. And then at the end, we'll see who will be our president. So thank you. I want to thank all of you guys that participated. And I also want to share a little bit of information about what SAC has accomplished. As the executive director, I'm very proud, first of all of the residents in our neighborhoods for all of the information that I've shared, but then about our personnel as well. I want to let you guys know that this is the first year that we have had such development, a full civic engagement department. And we grew from a team. When I got here, we were 3. Now there's 30 of us with our partners, our financial sponsors, and you guys. This year, we made 63,000 calls. That includes the civic department, the temporary workers, the youth. 63,000 calls they made on behalf of SAC. That doesn't include all of the other efforts. In total, 20 people calling at different times. 15% of the calls were answered. And then the average of how many are normally answered is about 8%. So we, SAC, we got almost double of what was expected in being able to talk to people. So of those 63,000 calls, we talked to 9,757 people, almost 10,000 people. So I am so very proud of the entire team. We're going to celebrate on Friday just to say thank you for just making sure that you guys have the information that you need to be able to vote and to be able to do the census and just to know what's happening with COVID, the young people, so that you guys know our young folks, they're being paid to work here through a program that's completely we also focus on their personal lives, their career, and then of course trainings to be leaders. Of those 63,000 calls, the young folks did 12,167 calls. They talked to 383 people, and 240 people promised to complete the census. So proud of all of our young folks. So the victory is with the people, with the movement. People are responding. We're super happy. So now let me see who else is here. Who else said hi? Any questions that you guys have? Did you hear something that surprised you? Something you want to share? maybe something that our guest said or that I said. In the comments, you have all of the information that you need from everything that Cristina shared as well. If you weren't able to write a number down or something, there's all the information. So hang with me. I'm the only person on the forum today other than Cristina. So please have a little bit of patience. I'm going to share a little bit more. All right. Socks focus today. Well, it's been a little while that I haven't talked about, the gossip, or that bochinche is what the Puerto Ricans say, or chisme is what Mexicans say. But the gossip about the points about the police and the commission of the police, the Fire and Police Commission. So if you haven't heard, I'll give the announcement that I was going to give last week. That, well, first, there have been lots of changes. One of the commissioners, Ray Robakowski, resigned his position. And the executive director, if you remember, Griselda Aldrete, she did not renew her interest to keep serving. And she did it the day before the vote of the Common Council. But she's still doing the work. But apparently last Friday was her last day. The boss of Griselda, Chami Majewski, also resigned. So there have been a lot of changes, and we'll see what's going to happen. The other thing is the FPC, the Fire and Police Commission, is going to have a meeting or two meetings, community meetings, with the candidates for the chief of police. As you guys know, Morales is no longer here. They took his title away, and they have now put a different chief in place, Bronce, and he's going to retire after his service. And so now they're looking for a new chief of police. If you guys haven't heard what's happening with Morales, he is also suing the city because they took away that job. So that will be in court for a while. When we have results, we'll let you guys know. Bronson is serving for the moment, and now we're going to have to pick out a new police chief. And the FPC will have two meetings. And I'm going to ask Marisol to put the flyer of the invitation to the meetings, and we'll share it with you guys who are the three finalists. There is a picture, Marisol, of the flyer. While she's looking for that, I'm going to share that the first meeting, the first community meeting, will be Saturday, November 7th, which is almost here. And we're going to talk about, in the meeting, they're going to have the meeting on Facebook. So Alan will put it in the comments, the link for Saturday, 7th of November, while Marisol looks for that flyer with the invitation that has the pictures and the names of the finalists. And in the schedule for today, we do have the link where you could find that. We put it in a folder somewhere online. The next meeting that they're going to have is also a Saturday, the 21st, also on Facebook. So you can meet the candidates this Saturday or the 21st, which is also a Saturday, to be able to ask questions and comment about which chief of police you would like to serve the community. I don't think we found the flyer, but when we find it, we will share it. Marisol you guys participate because you want to be able to communicate to the candidates, what do you guys look for in a chief of police? So now, oh, there it is. There it is. There we have, oh, that one doesn't have the names of the candidate. Oh, well, those are the 3 candidates that are going to be available to you guys this Saturday from 1 until 4, November 7th, through a Facebook event. And then also Saturday, November 21st from 1 until 4, also on Facebook. I'm going to ask Marisol to make a post of the event with the flyer. I'm going to find a new one that has their names and then with the links to on our Facebook so that people know where to go. All right, thank you. So now, Marisol, let's watch Marisol's video to remind us about the questionnaire. Has this forum been helpful for you? What part of the forum can we change or make better? Let us know by responding to a brief survey that can be found in the comments section. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, Marisol. I want to remind you guys who's coming tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. So tomorrow we have an update on COVID from Claire Evers, who is the Environmental Health Commissioner from the Public Health Department. So if you want to know what's happening in our area, that's tomorrow. Hello, Oscar Sanchez. I see you. Good to see you. On Friday, we're going to have a new guest from the Navigator, the Financial Navigator program. Also want to remind you guys, we're going to have a series of videos the week of Thanksgiving. You don't want to miss it. Each day there will be a new video or a conference or, a collaboration that we've done with another organization. And at the end of the year, we're going to show you guys the 10 most viewed videos that you guys have viewed the most of to welcome in or to say goodbye to the year. So that will be the last 2 weeks of December. So we want to, like always, give our thanks and remind you that we are in solidarity with the protesters and their families, fighting for everything that's going on today. Also, we are still losing folks in the community because of COVID and other tragedies and other diseases. So our thoughts and prayers are with you guys. Those that have been affected by COVID, people that are isolated in their home, the people that are sick, or the people that see their loved ones, especially those of you that have had somebody that's lost their life because of COVID. We are super happy that our community is together in this fight. Now, we are waiting to see who's going to be our new president. So we want you guys to know, if you feel unsure because of your immigration status, or if you feel because of your civic action, if you feel like you were not treated fairly, let us know. There are organizations that offer legal services and different information that's needed. We want you guys to trust that, if you're going through a difficult time, if someone is bothering you, let us know and we'll help the best that we can. So thank you so much for being with us today, November 4th, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care, and we're going to leave you guys with a video thanking you guys and our sponsors. Hey, SOC followers, I'm Marisol Diaz, Communications Manager. We would like to thank all of you for supporting our 3 o'clock with Zach show and for completing our survey. Other than thanking our residents for watching and sharing our forum, we also want to thank our sponsors. Wisconsin Voices Community Development Block Grant, Neal Philanthropy State Infrastructure Fund, Movement Voter Project, Catholic Campaign for Human Development, Zilber Foundation, City of Milwaukee Office of Violence Prevention, Tides Foundation, Employ Milwaukee, and all of the other faithful folks that have supported SOC through their personal donations. Thank you so much.